Today we are looking at some really cheap countryside houses in Estonia. If you are interested in investing in real estate and want to know what's available, you're in the right place. In this video, we are exploring rural houses in Estonia that cost up to 10,000 euros. These properties usually require some investment and elbow grease, but can become charming countryside homes or holiday retreats. A lot of people use a real estate agent to find their new home, but you can also search for it yourself. It takes some time to research the real estate sites and figure out what's what. So let me help you out a bit. I love looking at real estate listings online and often imagine renovating my dream house. With a limited budget, I naturally gravitate toward the more affordable options on the market. If that is something you are interested in, keep watching. We are about to see if there is anything available in Estonia for under 10,000 euros. So first of all, open up your browser and search for KV.ee. You can just click the first button for cookies if you accept. There's an option to translate the site to English. Today we are looking for houses, so just click on the second icon. Now we are not inserting a lot of search elements to keep the search as wide as possible, but we want to insert the price range. Let's not make it from 0 to keep out some fake offers, and today we want to search for houses that cost only up to 10,000 euros. Here we go. There seems to be 27 objects found on the site. Now you can go and scroll down. Or what I like to do is look at the map. Here you can see the overall areas where these houses are located. You notice that there aren't any offers on the islands and in the west of Estonia. These are desirable areas and houses that cost a lot more. Let me know if you'd be interested in a video about what is available there and what price range. The same goes for southeast of Estonia, which is a peaceful and idyllic nature area. But most people would be interested to buy a house close to the capital Tallinn. In this price range, it is impossible. These 7 offers you see close to Tallinn are most likely not real offers, but rather some container houses, tiny homes or saunas that you can buy for your existing plot. So there's really not much point on stopping these right now. Now let's move towards the Latvian border and see what we have there. This first offer seems to be an apartment in a terraced house. This usually means you have a 2-story apartment and a garden. But we are not interested in that right now, even though it says it is next to a lake. This next one is really cute. It's a very traditional style house, which would look amazing after some thorough renovation. I will go through some photos real quick. It is close to Pärnu, which is the summer capital of Estonia, and also Viljandi, which is a very sweet small town with lots of cultural events. If these photos spike some interest in you, go to the site and have a closer look. It has a beautiful green garden and lots of potential. But just so that you are aware, it looks to be an auction, so there are probably some extended circumstances. But nevertheless, you might get a house for 6,500 euros. This next property resembles a barn, likely intended for agricultural or production purposes. We won't spend much time on it, but if you're looking for a well-placed production space, this could be a solid option. It's centrally located with convenient access to main roads, making distribution easier. But definitely a lot of work, as you can see from the photos. Now we head toward the heart of Estonia, a region known for its flat landscapes, vast fields, and scattered forests. This next house looks okay at the first glance, but if you look more closely, you can spot some structural problems on the house. Let's just have a closer look. First off, take a look at the roof. It likely contains asbestos, which was a popular building material from the 50s to the 80s. You would definitely have to remove it, which can get expensive, as it is a relatively big house. The ceiling above the window seems to have a lot of water damage. Here you can see some more damage to the roof. The kitchen looks horrendous and will have to be totally gutted. But I do love these high ceilings and the hardwood doors. On the right, you can spot some more damage to the roof. Not to mention all of the cracks on the walls inside and outside of the house. It will need a lot of renovation. It would be too much for me. I think that's enough for this one. I am not excited. Let's go on. It is an old barn, also on auction. I love this kind of barns when they are renovated and mixed with, for example, industrial design. Maybe something like this. That would be beautiful. The stone walls seem to be in adequate condition. The roof definitely needs changing. And that tall chimney tells us that something agricultural was probably processed in there. Oh, from this photo you can see that the chimney has been removed on the inside, so you can probably get rid of all of it. Here you can see the plot around the house. And the possible road leading to the house. Let's have a look at what the circumstances of the auction are. Let me just quickly Google Translate it for you. The property has an outstanding mortgage balance, which will be part of the sale. So it is actually not 2,000 euros, but quite a lot more. So if you are willing to deal with all of that, go on the website and have a closer look. I'm going to pass on this one. This one is an old school house. A couple of weeks ago, it had the reserved sign on it, but I guess it is back on the market. It is a huge property, so not for me. But if you are interested, check it out on the site. Now this one is interesting. Another barn house, but it doesn't seem to be an auction. I love these old stone walls. The roof needs to be changed, but I think the walls might be salvageable. You will have to reinforce it, but this could be amazing. The arched doors are beautiful. Imagine having big glass windows there. There's a summertime photo here. You can see it is very close to the road. Not ideal for me, but there's another one of these arched doors. And from this side, the stone walls look in a good shape. I think you can just get rid of that shed or rebuild it if you'd like to. Can you imagine huge glass windows on this side overlooking the countryside? Nice, but I do not like that crack in the wall on the left. There seems to be a similar barn across the road. Also some photos from the inside of the barn. This offer is quite interesting. They say it is the cheapest stone wall barn in Estonia, and you can renovate it however you like. Sky is the limit. Let's look at the cadastral info. Notice that the whole plot is only 398 square meters. That is a tiny area, and it is including the barn. Also, the land is meant for production, so if you'd like to live there, you'd have to try and change it at the municipality. There also might not be any electricity and water on the property, so you'd have to figure that out. But it is a beautiful barn and a magnificent project. I would totally watch on YouTube someone renovating it. Okay, this next one is a traditional wooden house. What I notice right away is that there is no electricity, but water and sewage mains are available nearby. This increases your renovation cost quite a bit. Of course, it depends how far the electricity lines are, but usually it is not cheap. Looking at the photos, the roof would need changing as soon as possible. But at first glance, the wooden siding seems to be in a good shape. If you clear out the vegetation, you'd have a better idea about the condition of the foundation. The roof clearly has asbestos, so there's much work to be done. It feels like it has been years since anyone lived there. What a mess. There's a lot to be cleared out. Here you can see that they have put up planks to support the integrity of the house. This indicates there might be serious structural issues. Not a good sign. It looks like someone has been trying to renovate the house, and they have put in a new fireplace. But it is unclear if they have finished it. I don't get a good vibe from this house. It's too much for me. Let's move on. Okay, this next one seems to be a tiny house. I like the size of it for a summer home or a compact living space. The siding on the house seems to be in a good shape. Also, changing this small roof might not be that expensive. It's on a small plot and the neighbor is really close. I don't mind the small plot, but I would prefer a bit more distance from the neighbors. Okay, so it is also an auction, but there doesn't seem to be any unpaid mortgage or any other expenses on it, which is a good sign. We are now moving on to Eastern Estonia, which is quite different from the rest of the country, with a mix of Estonian and Russian culture, industrial history, and underrated natural beauty, especially the coastal cliffs. In general, the standard of living in Eastern Estonia is lower, which means that also the price of real estate is lower. You can notice the water damage on the ceiling, and that affects the whole building. With this type of house, it is easier to knock down the building and build a new construction on it. The garden is nice and has a lot of potential. This is actually a summer house, and people use it mostly for gardening. It is a small plot in this summer house district. In recent years, many people have started to turn these into residential areas. There already seems to be a communal water line, but no sign of electricity or sewage system, which in this case makes sense because it is meant to be a gardening plot. Now, there are a couple of more offers in this area. They are the same kind of summer cottage plots. If you are interested in such a property, go have a closer look on the site. Looking at these prices, this is a good starting place if you have limited funds and you just want to have a nice little project. This area is also quite nice. Even though it still has some Soviet influence in the architecture, there have been many improvements in the last years and the town of Silami is quite nice. I kind of like this one. It has good bones. Let's just go through the photos real quick. Maybe the Swedish flag is influencing me. Haha. This one has a nice garden with a big greenhouse if you'd like to grow your own produce. I wonder what's under the covers. The greenhouse seems to be thriving. That's really the best way to grow something in Estonia, as the weather can be unpredictable. Here are some photos of the inside. There's work to be done, but at first glance, I don't notice anything catastrophic. Okay, there are some issues with water damage, but it seems as if they have been trying to make some improvements. It is kind of hard to believe that it costs only 3,500 euros. Is it too good to be true? I'm actually kind of thinking about this one. This next one is also kind of nice. I don't like that really dark spot on the foundation. A small shed and a greenhouse. Looks like a sauna, maybe. The inside of this house is a bit of a museum. That's an old TV and some mid-century style furniture. And carpets on walls was very Soviet design. Ooh, you get a small lawn mower. This is the kitchen area. There seems to be a stove. And this style closet is quite nice. Hopefully it is in a good condition. Looks to be missing a mirror, though. Okay, see, this guy is a serious fisherman. A lot of old-school fishing gear on the walls. I wonder if it is just a shed or can you fit your car in there? Here's a small bed nook. And what looks like a well. Wonder what condition it's in? But definitely a plus to have water on the plot. Oh, here's that stove I mentioned before. And that rocking chair is awesome. Here's the inside of the greenhouse. Looks to be in okay condition. Okay, so there's an asbestos roof, which is no surprise really. The house was built in 1996. Has 2 greenhouses, fruit and berry trees, a sauna and a garage, and a water well. It is a residential area with a plot of almost 600 square meters. So you have the house in the front and garden in the back. And from this map, you can see what I mean by a summer cottage district. All of these small plots were originally meant for gardening in the summer. This area is also close to the train tracks. These trains ride to Tallinn, so easy access to the capital in just a couple of hours. And also to Narva, which is the biggest town in this area. But Silami is the closest. As I said before, it is quite nice, and there's a long beach along the coast. If we go now towards Narva, I saw some offers there also. Oh, but wait, I saw something down here. That's one small cabin. I kind of love that door. Very true to the area. This is the kitchen, not too bad. A small living room, which doubles as a bedroom. A fireplace. Some additional photos from different angles. Oh, stairs to the second floor. This room has a lot of water damage. Okay, this is actually not a second floor, but an attic. I'm not sure where all of these photos were taken. A second entryway? With these old houses, they used to build room by room, so it might not always look logical. The plot is about 700 square meters, and the house is about 56 square meters. It looks to have electricity, and the roof again is of asbestos. This is what the plot looks like. Okay, let's see, there are 5 offers in this area. Narva-Jõesuu is actually a very nice place with its long sandy beach. Historically, it was a well-known summer holiday zone. This house is really cute. Maybe it's the baby blue that is getting me, but the style and the shape is just lovely for a cottage. And those autumn-colored trees are beautiful. I love this wooden siding and the skirt at the bottom. It's also interesting that there are stairs to the attic on the outside. Some trees to give more privacy. Some photos from the inside. The wallpaper is definitely peeling off. An uncovered OSB is not good for your health. It can release toxic fumes. You really need to seal it with something non-toxic. That cupboard has seen some better days. Looks like a fire hazard. At least the stove looks relatively new. There's a chessboard and a nice old wall clock. So this is the attic area where those outside stairs lead. From the photos, it looks more spacious than I thought. And there's the chimney going through both floors. It will keep the house warm. Here's the plan for the ground floor. There's a small chamber and a kitchen on the right. You can see from here also that the chimney is situated in the middle of the room, providing heat to both sides. This one was quite nice. It has some potential. I liked it. This next one is an A-frame. I'm not really a fan of those, but let's have a quick look. The house has many burn marks. The garden is pretty nice. It does have electricity, and also the neighboring plot is for sale if you'd like to make yours larger. Okay, what else do we have? Looks like there are 3 more houses like that, in the same price range and in the same area. If any of these spike your interest, go have a look at them on the site. Third one even seems to have the internet, so there's hope. But if you want me to go through them one by one, just comment below and I'll be happy to do it. So, did anything catch your eye? There are definitely options for a small cottage or summer house in this price range. A full-sized house? Maybe just a few. But if you're into tiny living and embracing the countryside, some of these might be just what you're looking for. That's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!